Welcome back to the MLG offices in New York City. You're watching IEM New York City Day 2 group stages, specifically Group A. I'm Axel Toss. I'm joined by Axlab. Let's get into Game 2. It's Life versus Zest. What a tasty little treat we have in the form of the first game today.
Oh, that was tasty.
Yes.
You know, and Life does that. He comes out with really cool builds, but before we get into talking about that build he did last game, let's introduce the players in the top left hand of Belcher Vestige. We have, representing KT Rolster, the blue Protoss, Zest. Also known as Wookiee, also known as P7 Gav.
P7 Gav.
And over here in the bottom right-hand location, representing Startail, a very, very well-known Zerg player. He is Life. Uh-oh.
And he's down 0-1.
Uh-oh.
And he wants revenge.
The blind Forge before scouting. I think Zest is thinking about cannon rushing, man.
Which is particularly good and particularly effective on this map if the pylons are placed correctly, which Zest is certainly capable of.
He's absolutely capable of doing. Look at he's going straight to that location. Oh, there's a drone. The drone's suspicious. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Life.
Uh-oh. No.
So here's always the big question. Like,
okay.
At this point, at a player like Zest, this natural's dead. Like, that's it. The natural's dead. That being said, I've seen plenty of Zergs win games. Because, remember, the Nexus hasn't been started yet.
Yep.
So the typical response is to double expand from the Zerg. You take 2 separate hatcheries.
Oh, fanciness.
Yep. This is something Zest knows how to do. It's a very strong cannon rush. Fairly soon he'll start another cannon up at the top. What he wants to do is scout to see if Life is getting gas right now. That's what he really wants to know.
Ooh.
Because if Life is getting... Oh!
The Zergling's out. That probe might be gone. And that probe is actually very important.
It is, because if he doesn't get a second cannon, he can't kill that hatchery.
And this has to do with the pool getting down before the hatchery.
Yes.
And the probe is gone. Now...
Luckily, there's backup probe.
Ah, backup probe.
Backup probe. So, you know, given that the probe died, he's not going to cancel his hatchery, obviously, given that he made this many Zerglings too. Now, if he can zone out this probe, look at this.
Probe run! He's juking and dodging. We got the defense and the Lings trying to prevent him getting by. The probe trying to juke, trying to get to the touchdown. Something.
You know what's really interesting here?
What's that?
What's happened
Football
is...
analogies? Sorry, go on.
Life's reputation for being a player who does a lot of really aggressive early stuff actually played so much to his favor here, because often the Protoss won't send a probe into main. They'll just blindly get cannons here or whatnot. But if you blindly get cannons, you never send a probe to the main. If the Zerg instantly went to like a 7 roach rush, you just lose the game. Like, you'll have to just pop in your natural and you will die. If you don't know that they got gassed or not. Assuming that they're doing a good job of denying the probe scouts over the next minute, which a player like that can do. So, Zest, knowing that Life is definitely a player who will do things like that, said, I have to scout the main. But in doing so, he lost a probe that could have made this cannon rush continue.
Yep.
And now, of course, it is going to be over. Life won't be able to mine from dispatch for a little bit, but the Queen will just kill both these pylons over time.
So overall, no crazy advantages for either player.
I think Life has a significant advantage.
Fair enough.
Just because the Nexus was so delayed by Zest.
Yep.
Life did hurt himself a bit by getting a few extra Zerglings, but that's nowhere near the amount of uh-oh, don't, yeah, you gotta be careful.
Do you think that was on purpose for Life, getting that pool before hatch? Because normally 15 hatch is going to be the absolute standard of all standard. It
is pretty standard in this matchup. It used to be you always went pool first, but now more and more the Zergs are getting the hatch first. But I do think it is something he knows about on this map. The cannon rush is so strong, he wanted to make sure he could deal with that. And so if we look at the workers, Life is already ahead, which normally passes him up a few workers later, but almost the bigger thing is just, if you look at what Life has, by the time any Phoenixes will come out, he could be at 60 drones. Like, literally, if he just makes non-stop drones, he could be at, well, at least like 50s if he wanted to without a problem. Now, he's getting a few extra Zerglings. He wants to scout around. He wants to be sure no proxy pylons get up, but I think Life is in a great position. He's already had 10 supply from this.
He can feel so comfortable right now. Again, when that Nexus is delayed for the Protoss, that delays everything else, right? Delays the Cybercore, delays Warp Gate, and Life knows all of this. He has a calculator in his head where he knows if the Nexus is X amount of time late, Warp Gate is going to be X amount of time late. So that means he can make drones over that X amount of time. For you algebra people, hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So he's droning right now. He's got a layer. He's very happy. That's the main thing here. Life feels comfortable to drone up. He knows that aggression is going to be a little bit delayed, which enables him to squeeze out a few more drones than he would originally.
You know, from this position, Life might go straight to Hydralisk as a very kind of versatile opener.
That'd be cool.
When you're ahead, you can do something like that.
You know, if he does that, he should use an Nidus too.
He should. And it could be somebody who gets a small squad. He can either delay a third of Zest, or he could go ahead and just put some pressure, transition to Mutalisk after he kills the Phoenixes with the Hydralisk, something like that. Life, though, he's such a versatile player. I'll have to wait and see. But given that he hasn't gotten any Evo Chambers yet, and he's going up to 6 gas, we may see that, like, that kind of the fake Hydralisk push into Spire, or we could see him go.
What are you up to, Mr.
Straight.
There's
Okay,
a
there's a Hydra Den, yeah. 1 Evo Chamber. We'll have to see what this does, because he may actually want to commit more to Hydra to see if he's going to go ahead and upgrade them as well. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, Zest is playing very similar to last game, very safe style. You know, getting the Robo, the extra 3 gates behind the Stargate play. This is a very standard way to play Protoss. If you watch, for example, Partying, this is one of his favorite builds to do. Just, you know, Phoenix get units in Robo, then you go ahead and take a third. Depending on what your Phoenixes see, you adjust the timing of your third base depending on how aggressive the Zerg is going to be.
Looks like he's going to take down 1 Overlord. Nice pick off there. Some drones that are trying to mine some gas. Of course, a purpose of these Phoenixes right now as well is to identify exactly what his opponent is doing. Hydra's about to pop out, so Zest is going to have that knowledge. He's already going to Robo base, so he might already have... Oh, Queen, you went the wrong way around that hatchery.
And Zest saw that. You see how fast he was at picking that up. He was going for this Overlord, but he's like, well, if I get the Queen and some drones, we'll get that first. And then this Overlord, we'll save him for dessert. He's not going anywhere.
Nice. Nicely played. Zest making a lot of Phoenixes here.
He's going to Robo base.
He's not getting a third base just yet. Uh-oh,
yeah.
Hydra's out.
I think he's identified the Hydras, and he knows he's a little behind. And similar to last game, he is setting up to take the third base, right?
Yep.
But he's not taking it super fast. He'd rather start that support base first. And he just wants to be very safe. He knows if he tries to take it too fast, there could be a very aggressive attack. But if he has like a Colossus on the way, like by the time the Zerg cross the map, he can get a Colossus out, he'll be totally safe against any just pure Hydra aggression.
I agree 100%. Another Overlord.
Oh!
No, down to 1 HP. Zest is going to be a little bit unhappy about that. Might try to swoop around and get that final kill, that final shot off. But
does not want to lose any Phoenixes, though. Of course, those are worth way more than a single Overlord.
Is he looking for it?
He is. Or actually, he's just going to intercept a rally. That's actually even better. Hydralisk is not.
Where is it? Where's the
Overlord? There
he
we go.
got it.
He got it.
He got it. He knew.
Yep.
And now, okay, so now we have some Hydras pushing across the map. So Life knows about this third base that went down from Zest. He's going to be aggressive.
It's actually a good force.
However, there's a Colossus about to finish.
You know,
good amount of gateways.
If he can hit the timing right before the Colossus comes out.
Yep, Time Warp might be good here.
Or even Force Fields and Zealots are great against Hydras. Life has got to be really careful.
Okay, nice Force Fields.
Okay, he's going to shave off a few of these Hydras. And look at how quickly those Zealots take him out. But look at this, a speeding flank.
And now the Colossus is out, though, here from Zest. He needs more gateway supplementation. Adding in more Zealots. Life going to try to make this work. Mother Shakur is going to be a little bit exposed. Knocking it down. No Time Warp.
Oh, and the Photon Overcharge could have been instrumental as Life is continuing to reinforce with some more units across the map. Meanwhile, of course, Phoenix is intercepting. Actually, great job there with the Phoenixes. I think Zest should be able to save this Nexus.
It's going to be close. He's targeting it down.
Yeah. Zest is waiting for one more Warping Cycle, but the final one down. He's actually going to give it up, I think.
It's gone. It's gone. Nexus is definitely gone. Turning around. He might be able to target another Colossus. That's exactly what he's going to do. Life playing this so well. Great micro here from Life. Taking out the third, taking down the Colossus, and Zest wondering what could have been and trying to get another Colossus on the field, trying to make him cost efficient, but Life might have too much here. He's up 114 to 76. He's making drones behind this. He has plenty of upgrades on the way. His Hive is on the way as well, and he's busting into his opponent's natural expansion. We might see Zerglings take out a Colossus.
Oh, those Zerglings are vicious. Those are Lifelings.
Wow.
And that's the GG. Life ties it up 1-1, and you know, a lot of that was just
momentum.
Yeah, it was momentum from the early game, and he hit that tiny window where the Colossus wasn't quite out yet, then it was out, but it had no range. The gateway unit count was low because of, we talked about how just the opening really favored Life there, and that was a very, very solid gameplay.
It was a good effort there from Zest trying to make that cannon. I mean, that's a map where obviously he practiced it. We saw how effective he was with that positioning. He was so good at that. But then I think the Lings caught him off guard a little bit. His probe went to the main. His probe got taken out, and from there the cannon rush wasn't going to work.
Most Zergs, what they do is they don't even get any Zerglings. They get just 2, and then they cancel their hatchery at the last second and double expand. And that's something that I think Zest was anticipating. He's like, he's either going to do the double expand, or he's going to go for some crazy one-base cheese.
Right.
And if he does that, I need to scout it. And what Life did is something that he just built some extra Zerglings. And it's like, well, that would have put him behind if the probe stayed alive and continued to build cannons. But because he kind of maybe anticipated that Zest would want to scout him out and figure out exactly what's going on, once that probe went down, the cannon rush was over.
So I think that I don't think maybe we can just get into the next game. In my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
Is
Let's
that
go.
cool? I think
Let's
because
go
the
straight
players
to
are
it.
ready. Of course, they're yelling at me to get in the game. I was still in the other game, but y'all can there we go. I'm
Yep.
enjoying the game now. So we're now tied 1-1. Life versus Zest. This day is starting exactly how I kind of wanted it to start. An amazing match, 2 amazing players, and it comes down to a game 3. Again, guys, this is Group A. So the winner of this will advance to the winner's match. The loser will drop down to the lower match, or the loser's match, or the shadow match. Dare I suggest?
Shadow match.
Remember, like
Yeah.
shadow bracket?
Yeah,
The
I remember the shadow
match?
bracket.
Okay.
We're bringing it back.
Okay, so game 3 is on Derelict Watcher. Let's get into it.
So Derelict Watcher is going to be a map. You know, Life has shown a lot of aggressive builds designed to take down the Protoss third base, and in the first map it didn't work, and in the second map it did. Derelict Watcher is a map where a lot of those attacks can kind of work because the Protoss, of course, has to worry about this giant open area between the natural and third and trying to control this space. That being said, if Zest isn't behind, he showed us in the first game, his defense can be spectacular. But here we are in the upper right-hand location, representing KT Rolster, the blue Protoss Zest. And his opponent in the bottom left-hand location, representing Startail, the red Zerg, Life.
These guys are tapping on their keyboards right now. This is 100% live. These players are at the Javits Center at Comic-Con, IEM, New York City. They're sitting right across from each other. A lot of people watching over their shoulders, wondering what the results of this epic match will be. 2 of the best players in the world going at it in the group stages. And they're tied 1-1. It comes down to this game 3. Who's going to fall down to the lower bracket, or the loser's match? Who will go on to the winner's match? Again, it's very important because in this format, if you go to the winner's match and you win in the winner's match, guess what? You are into the round of 16. If you drop down to the lower match, you have to play 2 more, and you have to win both against very, 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 very good players.
I mean, that's right. The rest of the group is filled with Hyun and TLO, and
Yeah.
those are not guys you want to have to be, you know, stuck on an elimination match again. So this is a super important match here. Life again going for the spawning pool first. We're going to see Nexus first from Zest. And you know, one thing that's interesting is so far every game Zest has gone for a Forge expand or slash Nexus first variant.
Right.
Of course, game 2 there was a cannon rush into it, but game 1 was the early Nexus as well. And in this day and age, a lot of Protoss players have been going for Gateway expand. So it's interesting to see Zest stick with the Forge expand every single game so far.
Trying to be annoying at this,
man,
this
he is
natural.
so good at this.
Not letting that hatchery get down. What a ninja.
He knows the edge. Oh, there we go.
Put down a pylon.
Yeah, that's got to be so annoying. Look at Life's minerals. He, of course, wanted those to be spent on a hatchery significantly ago.
So Zest in the very beginning getting up in his opponent's face and honestly pulling the momentum early on in his favor. I mean, his Nexus is 70% of the way done.
Yeah, 60.
My
That's
bad.
enough. Good guess.
I eyed it. Eyeballed it.
Yep.
More importantly, I mean, the hatchery from Life.
This is
just now going
interesting.
down.
Yeah. A lot of Zergs will build double hatches. He actually got the queen first, which I don't know if there's any wrongness in that.
A little bit more larva.
Yep. Yep, a little bit more larva, a little slightly later expansion though.
Yep.
Or I guess you call it third expansion.
Sure.
But it can be awkward transferring drones there, so I guess he just wanted to make sure his natural was in his natural first, then to get third base.
I wonder if these lings can sneak by here.
I think he'd lose 2. He could get by. Yeah, he definitely could just run by. May not even lose, may only lose the 1. Yeah, in fact, only lost 1. And he can sneak all the way by into the main. The probes, the probe station's also right here. They may be able to stop the Zerglings running by. Is he going to try to do it?
Oh.
Of course, there's like a range game because the cannon is like right here, right?
The Lynx want to get by. They're just like, let us through. Try to turn down the probe.
They
And
were
now
able to
they
get right
sneak
by.
done by. Nice play there from Life.
Yeah, and 3 Zerglings is like 4 is the amount where it can be super annoying. They can really take down a probe fast. 3 can still take down a probe, but with a player of Zest's level, I don't think he'll lose a probe here. That being said, he's still losing a lot of mining time. He has to pull 4 off now. He has to run. Oh! Zest, a little bit of miscontrol there, being late on pulling the probe, and 1 probe goes down. These Zerglings, they got their claws are bloody. They're ready to get another kill.
Yeah, man. Life wants revenge. Again, his hatchery was delayed, and now he's trying to get some probe kills to try to equalize things and bring momentum back in his favor. A Zealot coming out there, though. He's saying, get back here to those Lings. But the Lings are a little bit faster than that Zealot. And Life, he has micro, and he has multitasking that's good enough to keep those Zerglings alive pretty much forever.
Yeah, and the longer they stay alive, the more life they get. The more life they get, the more potential they have to snipe a probe. Another probe goes down.
Another probe.
This time, one of the pack of killers went down, but it was only 0 kills. Each of these Zerglings is a veteran.
Yep.
Has 1 probe notch on its belt.
Looking for more.
If it's just 2, I don't see any way to get another one. There's no way. Oh!
No.
What?
Whoa! And they're both still alive.
What is this?
Live, you're not allowed to break physics.
This should not be happening.
No.
I mean, it still is only 3 probes. It's not like Zest is out of the game, but it's become to the point where, like, at least mentally, Zest has got to be rattled.
Exactly. I mean, I'm wondering how frustrated Zest is right now. Like,
yeah, still alive.
Like when that happened to me, I would have GG'd already.
If I was in a load screen against the life, I would have probably GG'd.
Yeah, that's actually true. This guy is just too good.
Oh, the probes got revenge, or actually a probe got a kill there.
Will this Ling get 1 more probe kill? Make your bets.
No.
Okay, we said that before.
Yeah, but
oh,
that one had 2 kills.
Good try, little guy.
Little guy. That's all that's left of him.
You will be remembered.
Well, now he will be forgotten pretty soon as his blood leaves the...
No, you know what? Our viewers will remember that Zergling.
Yeah?
For a long time.
His memory lasts longer than the blood splatter?
Yes, indeed.
Well, the map forgets him now. Here we go. Meanwhile, of course, we are seeing the same kind of opening from Zest that we've seen. Very, very standard play with the Phoenixes. You know, adding 3 more gates, we should see a Robo go down momentarily. Meanwhile, of course, he got the 1 overkill with the Phoenixes. No surprise, though. Life knows exactly what he's dealing with here. He's grabbing the Spore Cores right now. He's not doing that Mass Queen opening we saw in Game 1.
I do want to talk about the map a little bit. Derelict
Yes.
Watcher is a staple in ZVP and kind of one of those maps that Zergs are going to like a bit more, because taking a 3rd base as a Protoss can be very difficult. There's a lot of open space leading to that point, and the Zerg can pretty easily control that space. Again, Protoss early to mid-game relies a lot on those sentries and zoning out those Zerg units. And I've seen plenty of Zerg players set up amazing concaves to take advantage of that space, maybe swing some units into the natural, swing some units into the 3rd, and just they're able to deny that 3rd all day long.
And that's something I think with Life may be looking to do. He has a Hydra tank coming up. He's going straight for a Hydra Zerging pressure. And idea is he did a timing similar to what we saw last game, where there's maybe 1 Colossus without range, as there's not too much out there. And he can try to delay the 3rd or at least get a good trade before that goes up. We see no 4th base from Life. Not too much in way attack, so he's definitely looking to put on some pressure on Zest.
Nice snipes here from Zest. Again, the idea behind these Phoenixes, identify exactly what your opponent is doing, trying to get some kills here and there. Taking out an Overlord would be nice, but look at these Lings coming across the map. Oh, that probe is playing hide and seek, especially trying to engage these Zealots and Sentries. Actually, some force fields are having to be placed down. Didn't end up losing a sentry.
Yeah, he didn't lose anything there. So actually, I think that definitely favored Zest right there. The probe stayed alive as well. Militia picked up the kill on the Zergling. And yes, he lost some force fields, but the important thing is all those Zerglings dead do actually matter. Like that number of Zerglings could have been the group that flanks and kills a Colossus or something, you know. So it is going to make Zest's defense a little bit easier going forward. But remember, he did lose those probes early. He is in a little bit of a tough spot. And now
marching time.
Oh yeah, and there's the Colossus has just started. Zest need to warp in quite a bit more. I think he probably want to focus on Zealots, but this many Hydralisks, and look at all the Speedlings being rallied in. Of course, Speedlings a rally no choice because they build so fast across the map so fast. Now he's got to keep Mothership Core alive.
Yep.
Cannot put an overcharge the 3rd though.
This is that space that's super scary. I mean,
I think he's just going to cancel.
Yeah, he can't.
And I think this is 100% right decision to let that go down. I love how he's just using his Phoenix to intercept rally units, killing off a Hydralisk here, Hydralisk there. Can make the difference. Okay, he's going to warp in a few Zealots. Meanwhile, he's going to try to poke down off the ramp, but now he's stuck fighting actually great force field doing a lot of these Hydralisks.
Good time warp too. Colossus actually popping out here, so can Zest make this work? Mothership Core getting taken out there. Life still being aggressive at the natural expansion. He's sending... No, looks like the 3rd base has been
the Zealots protected.
And
look at this Colossus, 11 kills, still alive. Oh, it does fall down, but
taken out.
You know, most of the Zerg has been pushed back, and the units that are reinforcing are mostly just Speedlings, so Zealot Warpins maybe to deal with those. There is no photon overcharge. Oh no, actually more Speedlings came in, overwhelming the 3rd base.
Gotta get Zealots there.
Life's timings are so good here. Now another Colossus is being chrono boosted out. This 3rd Nexus I think is going to fall, but it's important to note that, actually Life has 72 drones and he's going to Hive, so behind us he has a great follow plan to deal with the Colossus and Vipers.
Is going to try to target down those Hydras. That's actually a really good decision. The Ling's starting to target the Colossus, and the Colossus will fall to Lings once again, and that honestly, that was the way for Zest to kind of get back into this, but now his 3rd is gone. Both Colossi that he's made are gone. And he's running out of units. He's having to attack with probes, and Life is just, he's just taking this game so comfortably, it seems.
Yeah, this may be the death blow. Even if Zest can somehow stabilize here, Life is going to be onto Viper. Zest is, you know, his ace in the hole is, of course, the Colossi he's building, but as soon as Vipers come out, those will be taken out with ease, and Viper's about 2 minutes out.
More probes
Yeah,
falling.
Zest knows it. He knows he was done that game. And wow.
Okay.
Some really, really strong timing plays by Life there.
Yeah, which is strange. You usually say that about Protoss
Yeah.
sometimes.
Although, like, Zest's playstyle is totally not revolved around timings for the most part. He really
true.
just wants to get into that later stage of the game. And I think the maps, like Derek Watcher, we talked about the huge open area. You know, he couldn't go down to defend it. He wanted to, like, normally Protoss can try to hold a ramp. They can play this sort of like cat and mouse when they back up and stall for time, because all it takes is, you know, 60 more seconds, and they can photon overcharge the third base. They have like that 2 Colossi out, and then the Hydra leading composition can't really work anymore.
Doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Life, what he did there was he did this great push with great compositions, identifying what his opponent's going to have out at the time as far as tier base, like mostly gateway units. Not Colossus not going to be out just yet. And also exploiting that space in between the natural and the third base, which is really important. Able to keep his opponent from kind of moving out, sending some lings over to that third base to try to cancel that nexus, ended up being very effective for him. So Life takes the 2-1 there over Zest. He's going to advance to the winner's match. And I'm not sure if we have any updates on the progress of the other match. I'm going to refresh my brackets. It looks like, okay, Hyun is up 1-0 on TLO from what I'm seeing. So that is still underway.
It's going on in the mainstream right now.
Yep.
Next match here will be Zest against the loser of Hyun and TLO, and that will be coming up as soon as that Hyun TLO match is finished, which should be any moment.
This day just keeps getting better and better, and guys, we have so much more StarCraft 2 coming your way all day long. So remember, minimize the stream, mute it if you go do something else, but always come back because we got epic StarCraft 2 coming your way. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the losers match from Group A. Don't go anywhere.